Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we took on Maylene at the Veilstone City Gym and Crasher Wick at the Pastoria City Gym. And now we're going to be continuing on with our adventure. And I think my first stop is going to be the Great Marsh here, because since it's just here. Yeah, and it works the same as the Safari Zone in the in Pokemon Fire Red. And we'll be exploring around here before we continue on with the story. And as we do, remember as always to show your support for the channel by hitting that like button, commenting, and subscribing. And much like in Fire Red, we only get 30 Safari Balls to work with. And if we talk to this Ace Trainer here, he'll give us the TMs for the move Defog, which is going to be quite important going forward. Yeah, and here's the monorail. So we're gonna... Yeah, what I like to do is always take the monorail up to the highest possible areas in the Great Marsh, so I can work my way back and get all the items I need. And I've also done quite a bit of grinding too, managing to get Swinub into Piloswine, hatching Happiny from the egg that we got from that hiker guy in Hearthome City. And now we've got ourselves a Ralts. Oh, good, and this Ralts is a male, so all I'll need now is the Dawnstone to evolve it into Gallade. Alright, I don't really need to... Well, the only Pokemon I'm gonna need from the Safari Zone is, for right now, is Carnivine. Of course, there are also the post-game Safari Zone encounters, but we won't get those until much later, after the credits and after we get the National Pokédex. I didn't want to throw another Safari Ball. And it's amazing how no matter how much we trek through the mud in the marsh, none of it gets on our clothes. Alright, I don't want a B-barrel. Come on, show me a Carnivine. Ooh, I could use a Quagsire, and this one's female, so I can breed it to try and get a Wooper. Alright, that takes care of Quagsire, the Quagsire line at least. I mean, if I can catch a Wooper while I'm in the Great Marsh, then I'll be happy. But as I said, my main focus here is catching Carnivine. Ooh. Of course, I won't say no to catching a Golduck. Yeah, that's 4 Pokemon I've already caught so far, with only 2 of them being new. At least now I don't have to grind up Psyduck to level 28. Okay, and I just went in a complete circles. But that's okay, we can just go back through here and just jump down. Jump down one of those ledges. Yeah, there we go. I love the running animation, and then while we're in the mud right there. Yeah, throwing either bait or mud at a Pokemon also has the same effects in the Great Marsh as it did in the Safari Zone. Oh, and here's Meryl. Yeah, if I can nab myself up a female Meryl, or at least try to find the correct incense I need. I can leave it at the daycare with Ditto and try and breed for an Azurill. Now I just have to figure out where I am. It looks like this is the middle station here. Alright, another male Meryl. Okay, an antidote. Whoop. Okay, and much like with the Safari Zone, we only get a certain number of steps before we get kicked out. And using these binoculars, we can look around the Safari Zone to see what Pokemon is where. Ooh, a Wooper. Okay. Alright, these are being very uncooperative. What I want to see is where I can find Carnivine. Oh, there's Azurill. Alright, I'll head back in and at least take on the areas 3 and 4 first. Well, guys, I managed to finally catch myself a Carnivine. Now, it took me roughly 5 or 7 minutes, but but it was worth it. Now, let's continue on. Now let's talk to this guy here. The package finally came from the Veilstone warehouse, so now it's my job to deliver this to the lake. This is an important mission. No failure allowed. No making boo-boos like wandering off into the Great Marsh. You were eavesdropping. I was just talking loudly to myself. If I wasn't in a hurry, I'd pulverize you with my Pokemon. But I have to get on my way to the lake ASAP, so you're lucky I'm out. Oh, and listen up. Don't you dare follow me. You know what that means, guys. We gotta follow him. Quah! Persistent pest. If our plan works, our boss's dream comes closer to fruition. Our boss's ideal world is going to be created, so I'm not going to waste my time on a nobody like you. I'm telling you now, don't you come chasing after me. Yeah, you know that we've got to chase after you now. And here comes Barry. Whoops! I'm not always going to plow into you every time we meet. Yeah, better watch how you say that, Barry. So how's it going, Multi-Griffin? Buffing up your Pokemon, eh? I'll test you and your Pokemon out to see how buff and tough you are. Yeah, my strongest Pokemon is in the 40s, Barry. What about your strongest? Yeah, and your Starly still hasn't evolved yet. At level 26? What have you been doing all this time? Yeah, and Shieldon and Ralts have leveled up. And it learned, and this Ralts was hatched with Shadow Sneak. So yay for egg moves. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take on this entire battle from here on out with Krogunk. It definitely needs the experience. Let's go with Poison Jab. Yeah, that's the way. Ponyta. Yeah, I'm sticking with Krogunk. Yeah, once Krogunk evolves into Toxicroak, I'm gonna swap it out for Happiny. It's just chilling out in my box. All that's left is Grottle. Yeah, looking back on it, I think Krogunk might actually be one of my top favorite Poison-type Pokemon from Gen 4, with the all-time high being Drapion. And Krogunk didn't get enough experience to evolve, but it's getting there. Heh, yeah, maybe you did get a bit tougher since last time. That even shocked me a bit, so yeah, I got beat because I was careless. So hey, what was that Team Galactic guy all freaking out about? I don't know what he's up to, but you should chase him down. If you're not a Pokemon and you run into a guy like that, you're a bad guy. Alright, Multi-Griffin, next time I'm not holding back. Yeah, we don't hold back either, Barry. Now, where is he? Ah, here he is. We needed the energy from the Valley Windworks to make this. It would take a scientific genius to make something like this. Therefore, our boss, who made this, is a scientific genius. Grah! You were eavesdropping. I was just thinking out loud. You're a persistent pest. I'm getting tired of running away, but I'm not going to waste my energy knocking you around. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to take you down ourselves, bud, so might as well just give up. Why am I running like this anyway? That new universe the boss was talking about. It's giving me goosebumps thinking about it, so we use this. Gwih! You were eavesdropping. I was only talking to myself. You're persistent too. I'm pooped out from all the running. But I'm not going to battle you. Yeah, come on, guy, battle me. Yeah, take me on. Aw, no, you're still on my tail? The lake's within sight. You leave me no choice. My Pokemon will knock you out. Yeah, bring it on. Yeah, you've only got one Glammy now. That's not going to be enough to stop me. Yeah, I think I better do some grinding over at the restaurant so I can get some more money. If I didn't run, I could have battled harder. Yeah, I doubt it would have made a difference. I can't battle anymore. I'm running on fumes. I'll have to give this to the commander. I wish I got to use it at the lake. Yeah, it looks like he's just limping away. Yeah, let's go after him. Oh, and here's Cynthia. Oh, hello. Long time no see. How is your Pokédex filling up? I came to research the folklore about the lake, but it would appear that it doesn't appear as if the lake is open to the public now. Have you heard the folklore about it? They say there is an island inside the lake, and that a mysterious Pokémon resides there. No one must enter the chamber of that Pokémon. Sorry to change the subject, but have you seen the group of Psyduck on Route 210? Yeah, we have, right by that cafe. That's right, by the cafe on Route 210. You see that group of Psyduck huddled with their heads in their, hands? Anyway, what you should do is use this medicine on the Psyduck. You're working on a Pokédex, so it would be worthwhile for you. Okay, and Cynthia just gives us the secret medicine. I went on a big adventure with a Pokédex when I was younger. It may help you uncover the secret behind the mysterious Pokémon you're looking for. I hope you get to meet every kind of Pokémon there is to see. See you later. Sure thing, Cynthia. Yeah, we'll go and take on those Psyduck up by the cafe, but first, I'm gonna do some grinding, so I'll be right back. Okay, and that was the last of the restaurant battles, so now before I head over to Route 210, I'm gonna double back to Pastoria City. 1, to heal up my Pokemon, and 2, because I want to get some more quick balls. Yeah, quick balls are definitely an OP Pokeball for these games. And I know I said that I was gonna put Happiny in my team after I get Croagunk to evolve into Toxicroak, but I also wanted to make sure that I get the footage for showing off its evolution. I'll go ahead and help myself to a good surplus of Pokeballs and Great Balls. Maybe I should have gotten some medicine while I was at it. Oh well. I'll probably do some grinding outside recording, so I'll just have to wait and see. Here we go. Alright, Psyduck, time to take your medicine. And all the Psyduck are just wandering around confused right there. Oh, and here comes Cynthia. Oh good, you used the secret medicine I gave you. Psyduck are known to suffer from chronic headaches, but no one's been able to figure out what triggers the headaches. Oh yes, can I ask you a big favor? Sure thing, Cynthia. What do you need? I want you to deliver this old charm to my grandma in Celestic Town. I know there are some rare Pokemon between here and Celestic Town, so it'll be worth your while to go. Sure thing. Okay, and we've been given the old charm. My grandma has this sort of bossy air about her. I think you'll recognize her right away. And I'm sure you will. She's the elder of Celestic Town. As for the location, look on your town map. You can't miss it. Okay, I'm counting on you. See you again down the road. Yeah, sure thing, Cynthia. Let's just mosey on through here, countering a wild Ponyta. Oh, and we encountered a ninja boy. Let's just take him down. Let's just take him down quick so we can move on. Okay, and he's throwing out a Geodude at us. Okay, not exactly what I would expect from a ninja, but oh well. At least the experience will help give Combee some more XP, especially considering the one I've got in my team is female. Yeah, because Diamond and Pearl were the first games to introduce Pokemon evolving based on gender. yeah, female Combi are the only ones that can evolve into Vespiquen. And male and female Burmy evolve into different Pokemon depending on their gender as well. Yeah, let's go Aqua Jet again. If I can't get Combi to evolve first, then it'll probably be Ralts that'll get boxed and replaced with Happiny. Okay, Hyper Potion. That'll come in handy. Oh yes, and yes, as you can see, the fog in these games is especially brutal. If I could use the hidden move Defog, I'd clear up the weather in 2 wings of a Staravia's wings. How does Defog work, you ask? Bird Pokemon flap their wings to blow the fog away. Yeah, well, we only ever got to see Defog used once in any of the shows. Most notably in the Rise of Darkrai movie by Honchkrow. And much like previous routes, this one will have several mandatory battles that we can't avoid for the life of us. I'll switch in Staravia in for to battle Groddle. And both Ralts and Shieldon are gaining experience like crazy. Which is good, especially considering how long it takes for them to evolve. Well, I guess in Ralts' case, it doesn't really take that much effort to get it to evolve. Alright, this guy's coming at us with a Mothim. Alright, just one more level and Ralts will be able to evolve. And I'm gonna stick with Empoleon. Mainly because it's my strongest Pokemon and I don't have any Pokemon that have moves that are strong against electric types. Alright, let's... Okay, and Paralysis is choosing to be mean to me, so... Yeah. Oh, good. Empoleon broke through paralysis on its own. Yeah, good job there, Empoleon. Alright, time to take down Onyx. Going Metal Claw. Yeah, almost there. Yeah, sorry about that. Just a bit of a yawn right there. Alright, and no level ups this time, so well, if there are any more mandatory battles, we'll be able to get them up. Yeah, this black belt and that bird keeper here are gonna might be just what we need. Amazing that Peck didn't do much damage. And what do these black belts have with using knockoff on Empoleon to? Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to make some extra cash. Is that really so wrong to ask for? All right, and Praltz is leveled up, so I'll go ahead and teach Shield on Iron Defense. Yep, and there goes Praltz. I'll just take my male Curlia there and just deposit it into that box. And Happini goes right into my team. Yeah, well, if I don't want to learn about the charms of bird Pokemon, I'm happy with my Staraptor. Okay, and only Hoot Hoot managed to get in an attack right there, so let's go for Whirlpool again. Yeah, you'd think that Psychic type attacks would be super effective against Steel types. What with how some Psychics are able to can supposedly bend spoons with their minds. Nah, I'm not gonna teach Happini Sweet Kiss. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Luxray. I think Noctowl is the kind of Pokemon that you would think would be like a Psychic Flying type rather than a normal Flying type. mean, I just always associate owls with like being very wise and such. And Hoot Hoot and Noctowl's ability to use psychic type moves also does add to this as well. Alright, just one more level for Combee. Yep. All we needed was for Happiny to hold the oval stone and level up once. That way it can evolve into Chansey. And of course, since Chansey's a friendship evolution, I'll need to keep it in my team until it evolves into Blissey. Alright, and this guy is our last trainer battle on this route. Now let's go for a peck attack. Ooh, almost. Alright, and Combee's leveled up, so now it'll evolve. Yeah, switch over to Staraptor for Machoke. Yeah, Aerial Ace. Gotta love a powerhouse like Staraptor. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Staraptor to take on Girafarig. Yep, and there goes Combee. Into Vespiquen. Yeah, I'll forget Struggle Bug to learn Slash. Now, which Pokemon do I want to add to my team next? Let's check Lickitung. I guess I have to get it to learn Rollout first. Guess I'll add a starter Pokemon to my team for a little bit. Maybe Turtwig. Yeah, just so I can get it to evolve faster. And here we are in Celestic Town. Yeah, once you get to Celestic Town, you'll be able to access the central part of the Sinnoh Grand Underground. And as soon as I get my Pokemon back, let me just step outside right quick. And then I'll show you. Yeah, you gotta love how each area of the Grand Underground looks different than all the others. Alright, I'll head into this humongous middle section first. Yeah, let's take a look around. Okay, TM59 Dragon Pulse, and there's Smoochum. Yeah, this is a definite must to catch. Especially if we want to complete the Pokédex. Let's go for a quick ball. 2. Damn. And I knocked it out by mistake. But that's okay, I can always double back down here to try and catch another one. Bronzor and Meditite, and Ghastly too. Chingling. Some more Bronzor. Here's a Nugget. That's some extra cash for me. Looks like that's basically everything in here. Here, hang on. Let me take a look at this, at the central part here. Yeah, you gotta love how the crystals in these types of rooms have twinkle sounds to them. Alright, now it's time to catch a giraffe rig. 2, 3. Got it. Yep, Turtwig, Shieldon, and Chansey have all leveled up. And that means Turtwig is gonna evolve. Of course, it might be quite a while before Happiny or Chansey will evolve. Let's just look around for a bit. See if any new Pokemon have popped up or spawned in. Especially if I can find a find another rare one like Smoochum. No dice. Oh well. I'll at least go this way and take a look at the two smaller rooms. Yeah, and this area here has a easy to find hiker guy that'll heal up our Pokemon and smooch 'em! Alright, hopefully this time Smoochum will be cooperative and get in the ball. One. Damn. I think Spark might be the only attack I've got that can deal good damage without knocking out Smoochum. Yeah, Fake Out only works once per battle, and we took down Smoochum. Again. I need to get a Pokemon that can use False Swipe. At least then I wouldn't have to worry about knocking out any Pokemon I want to try and catch. Yeah, and I'm still on the lookout for any more NPCs to talk to down here, because you know that we're gonna need to talk to all the NPCs we can, and if we want to get ourselves an encounter with Spiritomb. There we go. Alright, just one more area to check out down here, then we can move on. Alright, what have you got for me this time? Maybe. Yeah. Not really. Yeah, kind of slim pickings right there. Alright, and here's our first ice cave. And here's a deep sea scale. Alright, and looks like the only Pokemon that we can find, only Pokemon that spawned in right there was Bronzor. There's Baniri. Alright, one more time. I guess we won't be encountering much more Pokemon than Bronzor and Baniri in that ice cave until a little later. yell at my Pokemon, and then we then we deliver the charm. There's an odd spaceman in front of the ruins. There isn't anything there, but that only seemed to make him angry. He's saying he will blow the town up with a bomb. The nerve of it all! If only I were younger, I'd punish that spaceman with my Pokemon. Okay, and you're just saying everything again. And of course, it's Team Galactic. This town is insignificant. There's nothing of value here. It doesn't need to exist, so I'll blow it up with a galactic bomb. If you try to mess with me, I'll shut you down with a Pokemon battle. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna mess with me? Heh, yeah, we are. You dare to oppose Team Galactic? That means you're taking on the world. No, the universe even. Now, I'm just taking on just a bunch of guys in very tacky space uniforms. And like always, you're starting off with a bug type. Well, usually you start off with a bug type. Alright, Croagunk. I'll go ahead and keep Empoleon. Yeah, let's go for Aqua Jet. Yeah, and Chansey's getting some serious XP. Too much to handle. Whatever. I'm out of this one-horse town. There's nothing to do here anyways. Yeah, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Well, aren't you quite the trainer? That was magnificent. As the elder of a Celestic Town, I give you my thanks. Oh, that old charm? May I see that, dear? What's that? You say Cynthia entrusted you with it to deliver to me? That's Cynthia. She's my granddaughter. Oh, is that right? Alright, there you go. This old charm is something made in Celestic Town long ago. It was made in honor of a mythical deity said to have created Sinnoh. These old charms are still discovered now and again. Since you're in Celestic Town, why not look around inside the ruins? Okay, not sure what I'll be able to find here, but I guess it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, what are those murals all about? The cave painting reminds me of an old story. There existed a being so powerful it was considered a deity at the time. Opposing this being were 3 Pokemon. 3 kept balance with the one, as if they formed a triangle. It's an ancient legend of Sinnoh that is still told to this day in Celestic Town. Oh yes, I found these. I found something useful. You should take these. They belong to my granddaughter, but she's not using them. Oh, TM95s. Sweet, now we can use Surf. The user controls a huge wave, drags everything around it except for itself, and attacks. And my granddaughter said something about, what was it? Oh yes, you can surf. You can use Surf from your Pokétch to cross water, such as seas and rivers. To use that hidden move in the field, however, you must first obtain the Heart Home Gym badge. On that matter, you will have to handle it yourself, I'm afraid. Yep, so it looks like now it's time for us to head back and take on Fantina. Oh, here's Cyrus again. There appears to have been an insignificant struggle here. Everyone should step back and view things from a bigger perspective. Yes, a bigger perspective, one that is on a universal scale. My name is Cyrus. I seek the power to create a new world, a world without strife. However, that power seems to be unavailable here. We've met before, yes? It was at Mount Coronet. If you discover any power derived from the legends of Sinnoh, inform me. Yeah, sure thing, Cyrus. Yeah, if you're trustworthy and all that. For that power is what I need to create my new world. Yeah, whatever you say. Okay, and Napoleon was holding a tomato berry. Okay, and there's nothing really of any value here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and head back to Hearthome City. Oh, hang on, what did that say? I thought it mentioned something like something of a circus. Yep, now everyone's at full health again, so now to go and take on Fantina. And once I win my badge here, I'll go ahead and call it here. Question: what is 3 plus 5 plus 7? Answer: to the left, 2. Straight, 16. Right, 15. Well, that's easy. It's 15. Correct. Congratulations. Yeah, we should see what... Yeah, we should try and get the answer wrong to see what that's about. Question: what is 12 plus 28? 30, 40, or 50? Yeah, I'm just gonna go in room 30 here. Yeah, if we enter the wrong door, we'll be dragged into a trainer battle. I think Camper Drew here might be the only trainer I'll battle right now. Because I am in kind of a hurry to try and take on Fantina. Nope, I'm sticking with Napoleon. Yeah, much like with Crasher Wake, I'll probably use Lux Ray since its Snarl attack can take on all of Fantina's Ghost type Pokemon. Yep, and the answer was 40. Alright. What is 3 times 13? 39, 93, 33. Yeah, easy question. It's 39. Yeah, it's 15. Yep, and there's Fantina. Almost forgot. Right. And I'm giving... Yeah, swap the amulet coin over to Luxray there. Oh, finally, you have arrived. Since I came to this region, I always try to learn new things. They hold contest shows in this city. I say to myself, and then I will excel. That is why I dress this way. C'est une performance. Also, I study Pokemon very much. I have come to be gym leader, and so it shall be that you challenge me. But I shall win. That is what a gym leader does, no? Yeah, well, we're not gonna make this easy on you, Fantina. So just bring it on. Of course, our first Pokemon's gonna be Drifblim. Start things off with Shockwave. Ooh, almost. Strength Sap. Oh, what? Alright then, let's see how you handle Snarl. Alright, at least Hex didn't, or at least it didn't use a Strength Sap, because that would have been very annoying. Okay, and everyone's leveled up. And now Grottle will be able to evolve. Alright, next up is Gengar. Of course, she's going to use Confuse Ray on us. I suppose defensive-wise, I could have also gone with Staraptor. At least then it would be... At least then it could match Gengar for speed. Of course, it's going to use a berry to weaken Snarl's power. Calber Berry. Alright, I'll go ahead and use a Max Potion. Oh, and of course, that Sludge Bomb had to poison Luxray. At least the special attack isn't making the Sludge Bombs hit lighter than they normally would. let's go for... Let's try for Sludge Bomb again, or Snarl. Then I think I really will have to switch my Pokemon. Because all Fantina has left is her Miss Magius. That and the poison damage was also gonna do in Luxray. Time for Empoleon to get back out there. Oh heavens, what is this? It is my final Pokemon. Alright, let's go for Aqua Jet. Never give up, no matter what. Yeah, I wasn't planning to. Let's go for Aqua Jet. Yep, and that's all she wrote for Miss Magius. And that's one more gym battle. Taken down. Now for Grottle to evolve. Yep, now Grottle has become Torterra. I think they could have done quite a bit with Ash's Torterra in the anime, like giving it access to some ground-type moves and rock-type moves, like Earthquake and Stone Edge. I am dumbfounded. So very, very strong. Your Pokemon, very strong. Your power is admirable. I shall honor it with this gym badge. Alright, now we've got the Relic badge. That badge will let you use the hidden move Surf from your Poketch. Take these technical machines too. I know you'll make good use of them. Yeah, TM65 and the stickers that Fantina uses. Each TM65 contains Shadow Claw, a very startling move it is. It hits turn critical often. Yeah, that's good to know. Now let's get out of this gym and move on with our adventure. Yeah, I definitely need to go and get Luxray to the Pokemon Center. Alright, now we can leave. Oh, and here's Cynthia again. I'm so glad to see you. You're not very easy to track down. My grandma told me about what took place in Celestic Town. Thanks for what you did by the ruins. But that Team Galactic, I thought they were just a bunch of eccentrics. You know, talking about how they're going to make a new universe and all, and that weird way they dress too. I thought they were harmless. It appears as if they're a lot more trouble than I thought. I mean, stealing and hoarding Pokemon? That's just plain wrong. Yeah, it is. By the way, did you find the ruins interesting at all? If you did, you might want to visit the library in Canalave City. They have some ancient books you might find interesting. It might also be of help to the completion of your Pokédex. I think you ought to go there. Okay, bye-bye for now. Yeah, we'll definitely be heading up Canalave City next, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. And remember, as always, to show your support for the channel by hitting that like button, commenting, and subscribing. I'm gonna go ahead and box Torterra and get a new Pokemon in. And until the next video, peace out.